Hello everyone. In last video we started discussing about fractional flow equation. We used mass balance equation and we used mass balance of water to derive an equation which can give us saturation of water at any time and x in a one-dimensional flow. So here we see that we have a derivative of saturation with respect to time, but we have a derivative of QW with respect to x, and QW we can replace with, because QW is equal to QT into FW, where FW is fractional flow of water. The equation becomes this. Now fractional flow of water is given by, this is equal to QW, which is the flow rate of water, divided by QO plus QW, where if we use this modified Darcy's law, where we are not considering any gravity and we are not considering capillary pressure, and gravity is also we are assuming to be zero in the direction of flow. So in that case, these are the QW and QO equation from the modified Darcy's law which we used, which gives us this as the fractional flow. And we see that this fractional flow of water is dependent on the relative permeability of oil and water, assuming that mu W and mu O are constant. So in this case we have done relative permeability in a previous video, where relative permeability is related to only water saturation for both the fluids. For oil, this is the KRO and this is KRW. I will link that video here. But last time I promised you that I will discuss how the fractional flow of water change if we consider capillary pressure and if we consider gravity. So let us look at that in today's video. Here I am writing the same equations, but we want to find out what is FW. And we also know that modified Darcy's law that we can use now are given by these two equations. I will call these as equation 1 and equation 2. Here we have permeability, relative permeability, viscosity. We have pressure gradient felt by water and gravity in the direction of flow and density of water. Similarly for oil. Now we also know that QO plus QW is equal to QT, and that is why we are using QT, and QT does not change with time or space. So we are assuming that QT remains constant. Then QT can be written as a sum of these two. So I have just written the sum of these two, equation 1 and equation 2, as QT. And we will now use this equation to find out what is QW, and then using the QW how we can find out FW if we are considering capillary pressure. So that means PW and PO are different, and we are also considering gravity. Now QT, what I am doing in this equation, going from this equation to this equation, is that I am just combining the gravity terms and the pressure gradient terms together. So gravity terms will become positive and the pressure gradient terms will still be negative, because negative will cancel out. So this is the only thing that I am doing here. So in the next step, what I am doing, I know that capillary pressure, which is a function of saturation. We haven't discussed capillary pressure for porous medium, how capillary pressure changes. I will give you some hint, but we will discuss it some other time. So you can read it somewhere else for the time being. So if this is the capillary pressure, this is the water saturation, capillary curve looks something like this. So that means your capillary pressure is also a function of saturation, and capillary pressure is equal to the pressure of oil minus pressure of water at any given cross section or any given representative element volume of a porous medium. So using this equation for capillary pressure, and we know capillary pressure is a function of saturation, we are replacing PO with PW plus PC. So using this, I have just changed this quantity to here, and I have written PO as PC plus PW. So now I will write this again in the next slide. So you see the same equation here. These are the gravity terms. This is the flow of oil and pressure gradient of oil, which I have written in terms of PC and PW, and this is the term which has pressure gradient of water. Now in the next step, what I will do is I will combine these two terms. So let me delete this. I will combine this term which has the pressure gradient of water, combine it with the term which has pressure gradient of water. So that is the whole term that we get, and the remaining term, that is the gradient of capillary pressure, that I am writing here. So this is the only step I am doing in here. In the next step, going from here to here, what I am doing is I am taking this quantity on the left hand side, I am bringing QT on the right hand side, so that when I have to find out QW in equation 1 here in this slide, QW is given by this equation in Darcy's law, so that I can write del PW del X in some other terms. And you will see why I am doing this when we reach the final slide. So what I am doing is I am taking this whole term which has del PW by del X on the left hand side and taking all other terms on the right hand side, and QT now has come on the right hand side. Now you can see here what I am doing, that in this term Gx is constant, rho O is constant, mu O is constant, K is constant, because that is our assumption, and only KRO is the variable with X and time, and KRO is dependent on SW. Similarly here KRW is dependent on SW, QT is a constant, and we also discussed in the last slide that PC is also dependent on SW and KRO is also dependent on SW. So you can see that all the terms on the right hand side are dependent on SW. So if we replace del PW by del X using this manipulation, then QW will also come as a function of SW, and that is what we want on the equation 1. So now I have taken this multiplier of del PW by del X pressure gradient in the denominator, and this is the only thing that I have done, and this is the quantity that I get. So I will again write this quantity in the next slide and then see what kind of mathematical manipulation we do to get this particular equation in terms of FW. So in this again I am writing this here. This is from the last slide. Now what I am doing is I am dividing everything by K, because K is constant. So I will write K here, K will cancel out. So that is what I am doing in this step. So from here to here I have just cancelled out K, and K comes in denominator for QT. Now this quantity I am substituting in this equation of modify Darcy's law for del PW by del X. So here I am doing that. So you see the bold terms are from the equation 1 in this slide, and the other terms are from equation 2 on this slide. Now what I am doing, going from this step to this step, that I am writing QW here, and I am taking this quantity inside in the numerator. So that is the only thing I am doing. I am still keeping the negative sign outside. So you will see that this term appears here now. this term appears here now, this term appears here now, this term appears here now. Negative sign is still there, and now this term also appears here. So I will again write this in the next slide and you will see what I am doing. So this is the same thing. The only difference is that now this is denominator for the whole quantity. So here I need to multiply this quantity in the numerator because earlier we only had this quantity. So you can go back and see. So this is just the mathematical manipulation I am doing. So when I go from this step to this step, what I am doing is rho WGX is here and rho WGX is here. So you will see that this quantity is positive and this quantity is negative. So that cancels out. I am cancelling this whole thing with this whole thing. So now the correspondence that this quantity is there, this quantity should not be there, this quantity is here, this quantity is here, PC gradient of capillary pressure is here, and KRO by mu O is also here. So that is also here, and in the denominator I still have the same quantity. So that is the only thing that I am doing. Now I am combining the quantities which have Gx so that all the gravity terms are combined. So I am combining this quantity and this quantity. Negative sign is still outside. So combining these quantity I get this, where I have a difference of rho W and rho O with the negative sign, and this is the quantity from the top. This quantity and this quantity still remain the same. Now you see that all these have negative sign, so I can take this negative sign, make everything positive. So that is what I will do in the next slide. So I have made everything positive and all other terms are same. So I will spend some time on this equation. Here I will look at the individual terms. So first I will write the first term. The first term here is K, KRW, KRO, mu W, mu O, rho W minus rho O, Gx divided by KRO by mu. I am writing the denominator as well. KRW by mu W. So it has permeability. It has some sort of relative permeability divided by viscosity, and then it has a density difference and gravity. So that means the water flow will depend on the density difference in the direction of gravity and some relative permeability or mobility term. Mobility of water, lambda W is equal to KRW by mu W, and mobility of oil is equal to KRO by mu O. So this is a kind of mean of mobility that we are using here, and then multiplying it with permeability, which we generally do, and then using this density difference we are finding out how much water will flow, what will be the Darcy velocity of water. So if the density of oil and water are very close to each other or gravity is not present in the direction of flow, then this term becomes 0. So that means gravity will not have an effect on the flow. So now if we look at the next term is K, KRW by mu W, QT by K divided by KRO by mu plus KRW by mu W. So here we have permeability and we have a fraction of the relative permeability or the mobility, we can say the fraction of the mobility that is associated with water divided by the total mobility of water and oil, and multiplying here with QT, and K will cancel out. So that means if QT is the convection, so how much total fluid is flowing, out of which how much water is flowing, so that we say is governed by the convection. So this is convection. Then if we look at the third term is K, KRW mu W KRO by mu O del PC by del X. So pressure gradient of the capillary pressure divided by KRO by mu O plus KRW by mu W. So again some kind of mean of the mobility of the two fluids and permeability and gradient of the capillary pressure. So how much capillary pressure is contributing to the flow of water. So these three terms are combined here to give you the total flow rate of water. So using this total flow rate of water, we can now find out what the FW would be. So what I have done here is that I have cancelled out this term and I have divided everything by KRW by mu W, so that we have some semblance of what we have derived for when we did not consider capillary pressure and gravity. So here we see that we get FW is equal to, so now if we take QT also out, FW will become equal to, so this is the term of gravity, this is of capillary pressure, this is convection. So if we have taken QT out, this term will become QT multiplied by 1 plus, so I am writing this term first, KRO by mu rho W minus rho O Gx, and we will have to multiply with 1 by QT also because we are taking QT common, and then I will write the capillary pressure term. So this will again be 1 by QT KRO by mu del PC by del X, and in denominator will come 1 plus KRO by mu divided by KRW by mu W. So now this term is our FW, and if you closely see on which quantity this FW is dependent on, so QT is constant, K is constant, mu W is constant, these all terms are constant, KRO depends on SW, this is a constant, KRO depends on SW, KRO depends on SW, then PC also depends on SW. So this also is a function of SW, this is also a function of SW. So denominator is also a function of SW. So again we see that if we take this equation QW becomes only a function of SW, and or FW is function of SW. So this equation again can be written only as a function of SW. So that means we can find SW in terms of X and T, or at any X and T we will be able to find SW using this mass balance equation and given some boundary conditions. So solution of these equations now we will do in the next video.